KUMARA satsanga, KUMARA satsanga, kawairina, kawairiya, KUMARA satsanga, KUMARA satsanga.
Welcome to the 47th lecture at NAMAS University, Earth's spiritual digital university, a space and community whose mission is to help each person fulfill their true destiny under the guidance of the soul in Shambhala, to co-create the life and future of the earth together with all other beings in accordance with the divine plan. I am the SANAT KUMARA. Dear friends, students, and listeners of NAMAS University, I gladly greet you, illuminating your inner space and the field around you with light, love, and gratitude. I am sending you a subtle sound that your body will not be able to hear. However, this call of the original home can transform you and your sounding, for it is the healing, awakening, purifying, and nourishing sound of the great primordial parents, the Divine Mother, and the Divine Father. Today I am going to introduce you to the idea of the primordial, the beginning of creation and every part of it. You are completing the first-year program of NAMAS University. If you have been sincerely studying and practicing what we have given to you, even if you are not aware of it, your sacred heart got prepared to receive the true knowledge. That which is going to be revealed today cannot be perceived by intellect, for it is beyond the capabilities of the mind. But you will be able to feel and recall it within your sacred heart when you notice some vibrations deep within the center of your personal universe. Have you ever wondered how the creation of the universe began? How does this beginning relate to you, to nature, to the planet, to the galaxies and the whole of creation? What is the role of sound, light, energy, physical and divine laws in the creation of the universe? Such questions begin to emerge at a certain stage of human evolution. All ambassadors of light eventually ask themselves these questions. Last lecture was on the importance of the sacred spiritual heart. Today we will get into the depth of this. I will add one new question. How is the sacred heart of a human being related to the primordial mother and the primordial father of creation? In Lecture 46, I asked to determine the level of openness of your sacred heart. Have you done this introspection? I hope you did. If you haven't been able to do that yet, I gently ask you to go back to that lecture and complete this important task. Studying at NAMAS University by intellect only does not make sense. Have you noticed that the content of the lectures is hard or impossible to remember? Nothing wrong with it. It is natural, for their vibrational level is very high. The point of learning is not to feed one's mind with new information. This training is here for a transformation of your sound, raising your vibration, expanding your consciousness, and it leads to the evolution of your subtle bodies. Dispensation of high energies affects your field and your vibration. It cleanses and heals you while you listen to lectures, and even more powerfully so when you practice our guidance. In your life, everything happens for a reason depending on your sounding, on the level of consonance of your music with the universal symphony. It's as simple as that. What do you sound like? What vibrational condition are you in? One's sound either attracts something or repels something. It happens naturally without any control on one's end. The movement of energies in creation is governed by a single divine law, according to which an energy as a special kind of matter condenses under some conditions and rarefies under others. It can create different levels of density, for it is all-pervading. The higher the organization of the energy, the more easily and deeply it penetrates through any objects and dimension. Just imagine that the energy is widely spread, covering the whole spectrum from low frequencies, manifested as dense physical matter, to the upper range, manifested as the subtlest higher spiritual matter. The unity of all creation is protected by divine law, which states the constant strict connection of energies ranged from the subtlest to the densest ones in a firm sequential order. This is how our universe was designed. And it is important for me that you realize this. Hence, your sacred heart will perceive what you are going to hear now. My goal today is to emphasize your attention on infinity, boundlessness, the beginning of beginnings, the source, and thus on such primordial beginning that precedes the creation of the universe, and even the manifestation of the Creator of all creation itself. Yes, my goal is to carry you on the wings of love to the subtlest primordial feminine, which is the great basis of foundations. What words can be used to describe it? What kind of explanations may define that which is beyond the mind, thoughts, words, and ideas? Is there any chance to grasp something that contains within its potential all ideas, words, forms, and represents both eternity and infinity? There are no such words or definitions, but to make this journey possible for you, let us call the primordial feminine as the great silence, which contains all the sounds hidden underneath complete peace and balance. We can also call her the great void, which is pregnant with the potential of all that can be manifested in existence. We can call her the eternity, from which time originates. We can also call her the infinity, which encompasses all space. Why did I decide to make this journey with you? Because getting in touch with infinity, eternity, the great emptiness, and primordial silence is the surest way to balance oneself, return to the state of harmony, and understand the vector of your spiritual journey, called the yatra of the soul. So, let's start our journey. Please feel free to pause the lecture anytime if necessary. Find a calm, quiet place to experience and absorb the inner condition it will create in you. Have a diary and a pen at hand. You may need it. Please close your eyes. Relax. Feel the warm energy filling up your entire body with gentle touching sensations. Let the outside world, life issues, tasks of the day wait for you for half an hour. Trust me, they're not going anywhere, and they will stay aside patiently waiting for you to return. Allow yourself to turn off your active mind and intellect. Let your body, mind, and intellect stay completely relaxed. Relax even deeper. Let every part of your body, your face, every muscle, every organ to relax and to receive the healing, rejuvenating energy that I and my helpers from the Deva Kingdom are transmitting to you right now. Slowly make a deep breath in. Breathe out. Breathe in the quiet. Breathe out. Let the calmness unfold. Please invite your sacred heart and soul to join this practice. Trust me and embark on an amazing spiritual journey. please focus your attention on the breath. Breathing is something that has always accompanied and will continue to accompany your entire life. Your life began with the first breath. Observe your breathing. Deep, calm inhalations. Exhale. Breathe at your own pace by every cell of your body. Allow serenity, a tranquil, sacred space to prevail. Do you realize that your very first breath marked the beginning of your soul's incarnation on the planet Earth? And the last breath will also mark the end of this incarnation. How is your breathing going, dear friend? Inhale slowly. Pause for a moment. Exhale with relief. Continue this for a while. Do you pay attention to your breath while listening to my words? When was the last time you consciously observed your breath and appreciated it? Do you realize the value of breathing? The answers to these questions are multidimensional ones. They depend on the level of your consciousness and on where the answers will come from the mind or the heart. Be present in this moment of tranquility. Keep observing your breath. Listen, ponder, and receive answers from within the sacred heart, rather than the mind. Let mind and intellect be at rest. They deserve it. Any answers may come as images or feelings. Imagination will bring up different insights and pictures. Keep breathing. Release any tension. How were creation and the universe born? Who created our universe? Have you ever thought about this? To find the answer to this question, let's recall the wisdom that says, "As below, so above." Thus, by observing the nature of the earth, one would be able to know the nature of creation. A human being is conceived in the womb of the mother. The ovum is getting inseminated by the father, who got excited by the love of a woman. As a result, the child is born into the world, announcing the beginning of a new life, and the first breath and the first cry. Deep within your sacred heart reproduces the feelings associated with the birth of a human being on earth. Feel it. There is no need to think. A similar process, but only in the most subtle version, takes place at the primary level. How could it be otherwise? Breathe calmly and deeply. Prepare your consciousness for the great journey. Keep your eyes closed. Trust the process. I carry you on the wings of pure love to that primordial silence, absolute peace, the bosom of the Divine Mother, where eternity, emptiness, and infinity dwell. It was there that the life of the Creator in our universe began. Fly after with me the remembrance of your sacred heart. Let your mind rest. Do not think about anything. Let your subtlest senses remind you of the beginning of beginnings. The soul remembers. Breathe in silence. Breathe in calm. Absolute equilibrium. The absence of any movement. There's not a single sound. Nothingness. The absolute great void. Life exists only as a potential that is not manifested yet. There is only the void. Feel your body completely relaxed. Eyes are closed. Breathe easy. I have invited your consciousness to immerse into infinity and transferred it there. Everything is balanced. No movement. Calmness. Now note how this great emptiness and silence begin to feel longing, or gradually growing thirst to manifest new life, to realize its motherly principle. Feel the gentle thrill inside. Eyes are closed. Perhaps it will be easier for women who have children to remember such feelings. However, I am strengthening one's ability to recall this moment of your beginning within your sacred heart and soul. For it is a primordial movement both for every particle of creation and the whole of creation. The first movements, born out of the thirst for new life, gradually begin to swirl around their centers like whirlwinds, creating the first primordial density within the absolutely subtlest nature of the great void. Feel how the absolute calmness gets stimulated by primordial movements, giving birth to the first stream. Feel that in the basis of the foundation, in the great silence and emptiness, the first ovules have been formed as the flowers of life, in which the hidden potential of all worlds and the universe is going to unfold. Infinity manifested itself as a sphere around space, with the primordial movement and primordial flowers of life. The great silence inhales the ovules and exhales them from the center all the way to the periphery. Great Mother of Silence has begun breathing. The great void has come to life. The breath of primordial silence gives birth to the first sound, and this sound awakens Brahma, the creator of the universe. Brahma fertilizes the primordial stream of ovules. The beginning of the new day of Brahma is marked by the first sound and the first breath. The Creator is the first awakened child of the feminine principle, and at the same time, the beloved Creator of all creation. Breathe. Feel how your breath is vibrating along with all your cells, for inside you the memory of the beginning of all beginning is being activated for every particle of creation. The first sound pronounced that the masculine principle has been awakened. It revealed the beginning of a new creation. Brahma, the divine creative intelligence, has come to life. Breathe in silence. Absorb the primordial flow of life with joy and gratitude. At this point, I want to reveal to you, perhaps new to some, knowledge that the first breath of silence is what you call the Holy Spirit and love. And it is love and the Holy Spirit, the two aspects of the primordial living flow, meaning the first breath and the first stir, that connect the feminine and the masculine in creation. This union is manifested in every particle of the universe and in each one of you. The great silence gives birth to sound. The great void manifests as creation. The great boundlessness forms the space for the universe. The great eternity comes to life as time. The great nothingness becomes an energy, a matter, and all that is. That is why there are no words to describe the Holy Spirit and holy love, for they were manifested long before the words. Love and the Holy Spirit are two aspects of the great beginning of beginnings. By its nature, love is closer to silence, to the divine feminine, and the Holy Spirit is closer to sound, to the divine masculine. Thus, love and the Holy Spirit are a union of the two principles that contribute to the awakening of life and the birth of the Creator and creation. It pervades everything from the great beginning to the end known as Pralaya, which is the great moment of the completion of the day of Brahma. It means the return of all creation back to the bosom of the primordial mother, to the state of silence, emptiness, infinity, and eternity. In Job chapter 33, verse 4 of the Old Testament, it says, "The Spirit of God created me, and the breath of the Almighty gave me life." Breathe. Observe your breathing. Feel the great silence in the pauses. Breathe in silence. Exhale in calm. The great silence and sound are present in your sacred heart. Feel the presence of love and the Holy Spirit within you. The first sound is present in you as a spark of the divine mind inside the sacred heart. For ye are made in the image and likeness. Our journey into the great bosom of emptiness and silence was made possible by the all-penetrating and all-intertwining divine aspects of love and the Holy Spirit, along with the light of the divine mind. I am eternally grateful to the Primordial Mother and the Primordial Father for that. This incredible, multi-dimensional journey has been lived by you because the Primordial Mother and the Primordial Father, as well as the Holy Spirit, primordial love, are invariably represented in your sacred heart, in the chalice of the Grail, as your foundation and your center. There is no need to look for the primordial parents all over the world at powerful sacred places or temples. They are in the center of your heart. They are always inside you. You are woven from the foundation, the great Trinity, the Divine Mother and Father, and the Holy Spirit resounding with love. I would like to draw your attention to the fact that only evolutionary spiritual development to the highest level will allow you to gradually grow from level to level and eventually achieve mergence with God, the primordial creative masculine principle. The laws of the universe, the Holy Spirit, the hierarchy, and many others will provide help and assistance to do so. But the Divine Mother is available to you at any moment, in any place, here and now, without any conditions, thanks to the pure primordial love. In reality, you never leave the womb of the Divine Mother and her space of love. Love allows you to instantly pass through all the layers and limits to reach the sacred center, while the Holy Spirit guides you on a path from lower levels to higher ones, going step by step. Feminine nature is permanently active on the other end. The masculine aspect, besides all sorts of its activity, requires rest, sleep, and dissolution. Breathe deeply. Dissolve in the love of the primordial mother. Let each cell of your body immerse into it to recall that it is eternal and unconditionally connected with the Divine Mother of the world, with the beginning of beginnings. Breathe in the Mother's love. Give your mind and activity a break. Get relaxed once again. Dissolve in the silence. Breathe and receive the Divine Father's love. Get healed by realizing that you are unconditionally loved in every moment of life and beyond time. Turn all your thoughts to the primordial mother. Open your heart to her. Activate your feminine principle inside the sacred heart. Remember that her womb is the entire space of the universe and beyond. It includes the space inside and around you. You can't be outside of the primordial love of the Divine Mother. Now become aware of the sound of your primordial Father. His divine love calls you to act on refining, developing, perfecting yourself to rise to the divine level to become the new creator of the new universe. Feel the love, power, and will of your Divine Father within your heart. Listen to the Father's call filled with an intention which sounds like the universal symphony. It resounds inside your soul and shines as the divine light inside your sacred heart. Through the primordial Father, the Holy Spirit calls you to co-create and to act from love and with love. This beautiful creation is a playground for your learning, education, creation practice, and your divine self-realization. Yes, the Father represents an exacting one. He creates the laws that retain continuity and oneness. These laws govern life at every level and in every dimension, in every world for every species and forms of life. The Divine Father has created a home and a family for everyone. He has rewarded people with freedom of choice. Believing in us, He serves humanity to prevent self-destruction. His will is resounding throughout creation with the eternal principle of evolution for everybody and everything. Feel with your heart what motivates the Creator to create and manifest life in its unimaginable diversity and beauty. Why does He create and constantly improve the universal symphony for all of us? Feel what are His concerns and what He dreams about. Breathe. Seek answers to these questions within your sacred heart. Our primordial masculine sounds with love towards the primordial feminine and their common creation that was created out of love, with love, and in the name of love. Love is the reason for everything. Love is an unconditional, boundless, omnipresent one. Love bounds everything together to unity and wholeness. You can feel and recall this pure primordial love. It is present in every particle of creation. It is in unity in the whole creation. It is love that is the center of your being that connects you to the Divine Mother and Divine Father. Feel love through your breath. It's a significant part of your being that stays unchanged. Breathe from this silence. The breath of silence gives birth to a miraculous state. This is pure love. This is all presence. Feel how the primordial silence brings you back to the original peace, to complete balance. The pause between inhalation and exhalation is silence. It is the thread that connects you to the all-presence of life. Breathe from the silence. Think about why we can answer you at any time. Why do we instantly hear a call addressed to us from any dimension and any point in the space of the universe? Because we speak to you from the subtlest space, from the center, from the base of the fundamentals, from the essence of the essence. It is the field that gives birth to the gods and radiates the music of the spheres. This is the purest phase of the creation of life, an indescribable phenomenon, the greatest gift of all that is created by divine love. I wish each of you to sincerely feel such love by sending your tenderness, joy, and gratitude to the primordial mother and the primordial father. Sing a song of love for them. And believe me, nothing can restrain you in doing so. Any external noise, any circumstances of life are not able to obstruct one to enter the sacred heart. Remember that your sacred heart is your portal to your primordial home. It is a spiritual door to your original divine parents and your soul. When you express the sincere intention of oneness and living contact with the primordial parents, love will carry you on its wings into the sacred space of the heart, and the Divine Mother herself will embrace you with her love in complete silence. And the Divine Father will support and take care of you and will reward you with the divine wisdom. You can't even imagine how your life will change and how your true nature will manifest if you get on a journey to the beginning of beginnings again and again. Gently open your eyes. Remain in silence for as long as you choose. You may describe your experience in your diary. I conducted this journey in unity with Alla Ravenko. She voiced my message of love to you. Thank you for your trust. Since the experience of this divine journey should be learned and lived through several times, we give you more time and meet again in 2 weeks. Practice. Become aware of new horizons of your consciousness. Keep a diary. Observe changes. Witness something new in yourself and in the world around you. It may be something that was not known to you. This was the SANAT KUMARA. Thank you, great SANAT KUMARA, for such a divine gift. I believe that this divine journey can heal and transform anyone who experiences it within one's sacred heart. This message was received by Alla Ravenko in Russian, translated to English by Igor Ravenko, and recorded by Joel Cameron Pennington.
Kumara Satsanga, Kumara Satsanga, Kawairina, Kawairiya, Kumara Satsanga, Kumara Satsanga.